Today's comic that I'm going to talk about is Spawn number 1. Get it out of the bag. Spawn number 1. Yesterday I talked about the first comic that really made me fall in love with Medium. And a few years after that, I sort of fell out of love with the Medium and quit reading comics. Pretty much from my high school years, and then about a year into college, community college, when I was studying film. Thought I was going to go into film, be a director, that kind of thing. Anyway, like I said yesterday, one day I decided to stop at a comic shop randomly, and it happened to be the week that Spawn number 1 came out. What a weird coincidence, right? Walked in, saw this beauty sitting on the new release stand, and the cover, I'd never seen anything like it. I mean, I hadn't been following comics, and even if I had, you wouldn't have seen coloring like this. You just fix the camera a little bit more so it's there. That's better. Get the contrast up a bit so you can see it. You wouldn't have seen coloring like this. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful coloring. First time I ever saw computer coloring done for a comic. And the first time I'd ever seen Todd McFarlane artwork before. I basically missed his entire rise in the world of comics, and so this was my first encounter with it, and it just blew me away, and I just loved it. Still do. And I didn't know what Image Comics was at the time, so this was just me like opening up a comic. I saw, it said Malibu. I kind of knew what Malibu was, but they were the publisher or the printer. Anyway, Steve Olaf was the colorist. Beautiful coloring. I just remember opening it and seeing this quirky style that I'd never seen in a mainstream superhero book before. Hold on a second. Sorry, the color in the video is really, really yellow. I don't like that. Trying to fix it so it looks a little more natural. Maybe I guess I'd have to do. This looks really, really yellow, and I don't know why. That's a little better. That's a little better. Sorry, I'm just trying to do my best to represent the colors well on camera. Anyway, getting back to it, I've never seen, sort of cartoony looking characters. I grew up reading comics, and John Byrne was sort of the mainstay, but it was all more illustrative. So there's a quirkiness to Todd's work here, and an energy, and just the exaggeration and the simplification, in figures like this, and of course his amazing use of the page layout. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure the colors come out right. Anyway, I remember looking at it, just marveling at the colors. Oh, look at this double page that's you got to turn sideways to really appreciate. Just really cool stuff. I've never seen anything like this before. The closest was an issue of Fantastic Four It was a sideways issue that actually, I was going to talk about that too. This issue of Fantastic Four, the sideways issue that I love. I might showcase this in a future one. But I remember the first comic that I purchased after discovering Todd McFarlane's work through Spawn was his final issue of Amazing Spider-Man, which is also a sideways issue. And I'll talk about this one probably. Maybe I'll talk about these two on the same show because they're rare examples of sideways issues, and they're really cool because the composition on the pages are so different than normal comics that it really stands out. Another thing that I notice, actually looking at this now, is that this first issue of Spawn, the paper is it's thicker than regular newsprint, but it's still newsprinty. It's got a texture to it. They didn't switch to the higher grade paper until a little bit later, apparently. Look at this page. It's beautiful page layouts with very thin, insanely thin panel on the side here, but still telling the story, and then the smoke leading your eye back up. Really, really great. Really great. It's funny how he can get away with just doing, a silhouette and then like a non-silhouette in the storytelling. I remember, a lot of artists at the time kind of dinged the Image guys for some of their shortcuts, but they make good comics. They know how to use the language of the medium. Look at this shot. You can feel movement just in the way he just uses these sort of streaky lines for the background. You can feel the movement of Spawn coming down. It's really great. Really great stuff. And of course, the craziness of his cape. I'd never seen anything like that either. I mean, I would soon go back and try to find as many Todd McFarlane comics as I could after finding Spawn, and then buying all of his Spider-Man issues that he wrote and drew, and finding out about how he went from the Amazing Spider-Man artist to doing his own book because he was such a big name. Kind of the energy in this panel is just amazing. And then the pin-up. This is not the first copy of this comic that I've owned, and I'm pretty sure I bought multiple copies so I could pull this out and put it on my wall. I had this as a little poster on my wall. It's just gorgeous, so gorgeous, really cool. And I just remember I've never seen, I'm repeating myself, but I've never seen anything like his work. Everybody else was probably coming to this issue having experienced Todd's work and seen the evolution, but my experience with it was just out of the blue, and being bowled over by how he drew capes and the sort of the energy that he put into every single thing. And then, of course, I watched one of those Stan Lee videos, Masters of Comic Book Art, or whatever they're called. And I finally saw Todd, on video, and guy is a bundle of energy. And you can tell that it all goes into his work. And this is sort of my favorite Todd McFarlane stuff is this stuff, which now is, I guess you would consider it early Todd, but it's really great. There's another artist I didn't know at the time, Dale King. Great stuff. Beautiful George Perez pinup. Anyway, I didn't know anything. These ads, they're so funny to see these ads now, especially an ad like this. Oh my god, I didn't know anything about Image Comics. This was the second Image comic to come out. The first was Youngblood, #1. But I had no idea who these guys were, the Image Comics guys at the time. That said, they immediately became heroes of mine because they risked it all to do their own stuff, their own books. They were at the height of their fame as comic book creators, and they threw it all away to risk it on their own ideas. And man, that's inspiring. It's so especially for somebody like me who, up to that point, my hero, my big hero was George Lucas, and he was also somebody who sort of he bucked the trends and said no to Hollywood and did his own independent thing, and so I really admired the Image guys, which is why years later, when I went to pitch my all ages series, Oddly Normal, to publishers, one of them was Image, and I never in a million years thought that I'd even hear back from Image. They didn't really have a history of publishing all ages titles. It just didn't, it was sort of a long shot thing. All of them were long shot things, long shots in my opinion. I didn't expect to hear back anyone, but I heard back from two, and one of them was Image that got offers to publish from two publishers, and I decided to go with Image because, I wanted to own my own work. I wanted it, they inspired me to do my own thing. Having this Image eye on my book is such a big deal to me. It really is. It's an honor. It'll never not be an honor. I really can't believe that falling back in love with comics and getting back into drawing again because of this led to this. So thank you, Todd. Thank you so much for all the inspiration that you gave me, and I'm so happy to be with Image. It's pretty great. And that's today's talking about comics. I might talk about another issue of Spawn sometime in the future. This one in particular, which is such a strange issue of any comic, but it's all about creator ownership, and I really think it's a special issue. So maybe I'll talk about that soon.